$2,485,000. Ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls, in Belfield, here it goes. Bidder number 2, and we're selling. At 1,485 is the money. At $1,485,000. We're going buyers. We're with Thomas. Is there anyone else?
1,486.
1,486 with William bidder number 1. 1,486 is the bid. 1,486 is the money. 1,486 is the bid with bidder number 1.
My favorite 7 again, 1,487.
1,487, Thomas comes in, bidder 2. 1,487 is the bid. 1,487. Zoom online auction for those of you that are watching online in Belfield, a home close to the Belfield village. We're at 1,487,000. We're at bidder number 2. This property will be sold. Make no mistake.
Bidder number 1, it's probably worth another 500.
Another 500 with William at 1,487,500. 1,487,500, bidder number 1. 1,487,500, bidder number 1. Here it goes, buyers. We're selling.
1,488.
That's your favourite number, isn't it? Because you're superstitious, Thomas, is it? 88?
Well, thanks for the comment, yes, but it's not because I'm Asian. I checked out 88, right?
What's your favourite number, Thomas?
I said before, number 7.
Okay. 1,488's the bid, bidder number 2. 1,488, bidder number 2. Here it goes. 1,488. We're going buyers. At 1,488. With Thomas. Will be sold. Between 1 and 2 at the moment. Here it goes.
Bidder 1, 1,488, 500.
Another 500 with bidder 1. 1,488, 500, bidder 1. Bidder 1, 1,488, 500. Will be sold.
$500 on top, 1.489.
1,489, Thomas. 1,489, bidder number 2.
I can see you laughing, real sorry, man.
Good on you, mate. Hey, number 1, another 500.
Another 500. 1,489, 500. $1,489,500. Here it goes. 1,489,500. The call begins. 1,489,500. Thanks, Susan. Correct that. 1,489,500. What do you say? Thomas? In or out?
$1.491. Bidder number 2.
Bidder number 2, 1491. 1491. 1491's the bid. 1491.
Yeah, bidder number 1, another 500.
Another 500, bidder number 1. 1491, 500. Bidder 1. 1491, 500. Bidder 1. Here it goes. At 1491, 500 and selling. Pradeep, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay, 500 on top.
500 on top, 1492, bidder number 4. Bidder number 2. 1492, Susan, to make that a correction, it's 1492 and it's bidder number 4. Let's confirm that. It's 1492 is the bid and the bidder is number 4. 1492 and bidder number 4. 1492 is the money.
Bidder number 1, another 500, please.
Another 500, thank you, Will. 1492, 500. 1492, 500, bidder 1. One 1492, 500 is the bid.
1495.
1495, bidder number 2. 1495, bidder number 2.
1, another 500.
Another 500, bidder 1. 1495, 500.
96.
1496, bidder 2. 1496, bidder 2.
Bidder number 1, another 500.
Bidder 1, another 500. 1496, 500. We are selling, make no mistake, on the market playing for keeps. We're with bidder number 1 at 1496, 500. Thomas, what do you say? Pradeep, you in or out?
500 on top of it.
1497, bidder number 4.
98. Bidder number 2.
Bidder number 2, 1498. 1498, bidder number 2. 1498, bidder number 2. Okay, buyers, enough time. We're going. We're at $1,498,000 in the inner west, ladies and gentlemen, in Belfield. Here it goes at $1,498,000 with bidder 2, Thomas. Buyers, we're going once.
1,500,000.
1,500,000. At 1.5's the bid. At $1,500,000 is the bid. At 1 point... Sorry?
I just need to go and have a haircut. Can we hurry up a bit?
Okay. 1.5. Maybe the person next to you can do it for you. What? Jeez.
Can I go with you? I haven't got a haircut for ages, mate.
Thomas, what do you say?
1502, bidder number 2.
1502, bidder number 2.
Good luck, Thomas.
He's wished you good luck. 1502. 1502 with bidder number 2. 1502, bidder number 2.
Bidder number 1, another 500.
Another 500, William comes back in. Bidder number 1, 1502, 500.
1503,
1503, bidder number 2.
Number 1, another 500.
Another 500, 1503, 500.
504,
1504, bidder number 2.
Number 1, another 500.
Bidder number 1, another 500. Makes it 1504, 500.
1505,
1505, bidder 2. Thank you, Thomas. 1505 is the money.
Number 1, 1507.
1507, bidder number 1. 1507, bidder number 1.
1507, 500.
500's the bid. 1507, 500, bidder number 2.
Number, yeah. Number 1, another 500.
Another 500, 1508 with bidder number 1. Correct that number, Susan. It's bidder number 1. 1508. 1508 to bidder number 1.
Another 500,
Another 500 comes to bidder number 2. 1508, 500.
Number 1, another 500.
Another 500, bidder 1, takes it to 1509. $15.09 is the money. $15.09 is the bid. I think Andre is getting a haircut. He's turned the camera off. He's keeping looking at the auction, and
1510,
1510 is the bid with bidder number 2.
Number 1, another 5.
500 more. 500 more. Susan, 500 more. Makes it 15. Yep, beautiful. Got it, bidder 1. Okay, buyers, we're going quicker. Here it goes. 1510, 500, bidder 1. Get ready, the call begins. Not using a gavel, using a spoon. When it hits my hand, it's all over, Red Rover. Here it goes. Thomas, in or out? Pradip, in or out?
Thinking.
Okay. At 1510, 500, thinking number 4. Thomas is also thinking. Bidder number 3, Andre, we're not quite sure. The camera's gone, but he's still there. We are selling. Let's make no mistake. We are playing for keeps. Winning bidder will sign a contract. and pay a 10% deposit and have a sold by, the hunt is over. At 15,10,500. Buyers, I'm going once. Here it goes. At 15,10,500. 2 times. At 15,10,500.
1512.
1512, bidder number 2.
12,500.
500 again, bidder 1.
13.
1513, bidder 2.
15,500. Number 1.
1513, 500, bidder 1.
1514.
1514, bidder 2.
Number 1, 512.
500 on top, bidder 1. 15,400, 500.
1516.
1516, bidder number 2.
Number 1, another 500.
Another 500 on top. 1516, 500, bidder 1.
17.
1517, bidder 2.
Another 500.
Another 500 on top. 1517, 500, bidder 1.
Keep going.
18.
1518.
Yep, another 500.
Another 500, bidder 1. 1518, 500, bidder 1.
Another 500.
Another 500, 1519, bidder 2.
Okay, another 500.
Another 500, bidder 1, 1519, 500. 1519, 500.
1520.
1520, bidder number 2.
Yeah, sure.
1520, bidder number 2. Pete, can I ask you, in case Pradip has disconnected, do you need to ring him just to make sure he's out? Because I don't know whether he's deliberately out or whether he's dropped out. That's Pradip.
Yeah, I'll give him a call.
Thank you, Pete. We're at 1520, bidder number 2.
Number 1, another 500.
Another 500 with William. 1520, 500, bidder number 1.
21.
15
Another 500.
Another 500. 1521, bidder number 2. Thanks, Susan.
Yeah, number 1. Number 1, another 500.
Another 500, bidder number 1. 1521, 500.
22.
1522, bidder 2.
Another 500.
Another 500, bidder number 1. 1522, 500.
23.
1523, bidder number 2.
500.
And another 500 with William, bidder number 1. 1523, 500.
24.
1524, bidder number 2 with Thomas. 1524.
Yeah, another 500.
Another 500 with William. 1524, 500, bidder number 1.
25.
1525, bidder number 2.
500.
Another 500, bidder number 1. 1525, 500.
26.
1526, bidder number 2.
500.
Another 500, 1526 and a half with bidder number 1. 1526 500. Bidder number 1.
1530.
1530 is the money with bidder number 2. At $1,530,000 is the bid.
Number 1, another 500.
Another 500 at 1,530,500.
32. 1532.
1532 bidder number 2.
Another 500.
Another 500. 1532 500.
33.
1533 bidder number 2.
Another 500.
Another 500. 1533 500 bidder number 1. 1533 500 bidder number 1.
34.
1534 bidder 2.
Yep, another 500.
Another 500 bidder number 1. 1534 500.
35.
1535 bidder number 2.
500.
Another 500 with bidder number 1. 1535 500's the bid.
36.
1536 bidder 2.
500.
500 more. 1537 bidder number 2.
Yeah, another 500.
Another 500 bidder number 1. Bidder number 1 1537 and a half. That's bidder number 1, Susan. 1537 and a half. Thomas, what do you say?
38.
1538 to Thomas. 1538 to Thomas. Bidder 2.
Another 500.
Another 500. 1538 and a half. Bidder number 1.
39.
1539. Bidder number 2.
500.
Another 500 with William. 1539 500. Bidder number 1.
40.
1540 is the bid with bidder number 2.
500.
Another 500. 1540 500. Yes, this is the longest auction ever. Yes, Dan. But I'm telling you why I'm enjoying it. Because once a year you need to do training. And I'm using this. And it's good for Susan typing these numbers in. At 1540 500 is the bid with bidder number 1.
Thanks for the opportunity, Tom.
It's a pleasure, Susan. It's a pleasure. I hope you didn't drink a lot of water before this auction.
You should have told me that beforehand.
At 1540 500. At 1540. Those watching online, ladies and gentlemen, letting you know this auction started at 2:30. At 1540 500 with bidder 1. How much, Thomas? Sorry, I missed that.
Another 500.
Another 500. At 1541 with bidder number 2.
Yeah, 500.
Another 500, bidder 1, William. 1541 500.
William's here for the long run, isn't he? Another 500.
Another 500 at 1542.
500.
Another 500, bidder number 1 at 1542 500.
44.
1544, bidder number 2.
500.
500 more with bidder number 1 at 1544 500.
45.
1545, bidder number 2. 1545, bidder number 2. At 1545, bidder number 2.
Yeah, another 5.
Another 500, thanks William. 1545 500, bidder number 1.
46.
1546, bidder 2.
Just going up on that.
500.
Yeah,
500 more. 1546, 500, bidder 1.
$47.
1547, bidder number 2. 1547, bidder number 2.
500.
1547, 500, bidder number 1.
1550.
$1,550,000.
Yeah, and 500.
And another 500. At 1550, 500, bidder number 1. At 1550, 500, bidder 1.
1551.
1551, bidder number 2.
And 500.
500 more. 1551, 500 to bidder number 1. What do you say, buyers? At 1551, bidder number 1, 38 Chisholm Street in Belfield.
Another 500.
1552, bidder number 2.
Yeah, another 500.
Another 500. Thank you, bidder number 1 at 1552, 500.
1555.
1555, bidder number 2.
Yeah, another 500.
Another 500. 1555, 500.
1556.
1556, bidder number 2.
500.
1556, 500, bidder number 1. 1556, 500, bidder number 1. What do you say, Thomas? Yes, it is still going, those of you that are watching, at 1556, 500 is the bid in Chisholm Street in Belfield with bidder number 1. This auction now has been going for 52 minutes from the scheduled time we started. Ladies and gentlemen, at 1556, 500,000 is the bid. We're with bidder number 1, so the call begins. We're going at 1556, 500 once. Get ready. At 1556, 500, we're going twice. Here it goes.
1.558.
1558, bidder number 2.
Hey. 500.
500 more. 1558, 500.
500 more.
1559, bidder number 2.
500.
1559, 500, bidder number 1.
That's good number. 1560.
$1,560,000 to bidder number 2.
500.
500 more. 1,560,500.
61.
1561, bidder number 2.
5.
1561, 500, bidder number 1.
62.
1562, bidder number 2.
Bidder number 1, 63.
1563, bidder number 1.
64.
1564, bidder number 2.
65.
1565, bidder number 1.
66.
1566, bidder number 2.
67.
1567, bidder number 1.
68.
1568, bidder number 2.
60. What's after 68? Let's go to 70.
1570. $1,570,000 with bidder number 1.
72.
1572, bidder 2. 1572, bidder 2.
What are we up to? 60.
1572, William.
500.
500 more. 1572, 500.
73.
1573, bidder number 2.
And a half.
500 more. 1573, 500, bidder number 1. Unmute, Thomas.
74.
1574, bidder number 2.
What time is the game again, Tom?
It's already started. Now we're worried about half time. Don't worry, the game's already started.
Feel like I'm going to be here for a long time, man.
1574. Listen, to anyone that's watching online, you work with the crowd. You keep the bidding going. You work with their numbers. We are taking $500 bids, but we are over the selling figure. Ladies and gentlemen, at 1574, bidder number 2 will be sold. Make no mistake, we're selling.
Another 500.
Another 500 with bidder number 1, 5074, 500. Thomas?
75.
1575 with bidder number 2.
500.
500 more, bidder number 1.
15677.
1577. 1577, bidder number 2.
500. 500.
500 more. 1577, 500, bidder number 1.
78.
1578, bidder number 2.
Another 500.
Another 500. 1578 and a half, bidder number 1.
1580.
1,580,000 with bidder number 2.
Yeah, 500.
500 more. 1,580,500 with bidder 1. How much, Thomas?
1581.
1581, bidder number 2.
Yeah, 500.
500 more. 1581, 500.
500 more.
500 more makes it 1582. 1582.
Yeah. You're waiting another 500.
Thank you, William. Bidder number 1 goes in for another 500 at 1582 and a half.
1583.
1583, bidder number 2.
Another 5.
Another 500. 1583, 500, bidder number 1.
84.
1584, bidder number 2. 1584, bidder 2. $500 more, William? Okay, 1584, 500 to bidder number 1 with William.
500 more.
500 more, bidder number 2 at 1585. 1585 is the money. $15.85 will be sold. $1,585. Can I just confirm? Just if I need to hear it.
Yeah, 500.
Another 500.
Another 500. Thank you, bidder 1. 1585. 500 bidder number 1.
86.
1586 bidder 2. Another 500, William.
500 more.
1586 500 bidder number 1.
87.
1587 bidder number 2. 1587 bidder 2. Andre's probably had his head shaved by this time. 1587 bidder number 2.
1,590.
1,590,000. The big money's come out. Here it goes. At 1590's the bid.
500 more.
500 more. At 1590, 500. 1,590,500.
595.
1595. 159. How much?
500 more.
500 more. 1595, 500. 1595, 500.
1.6.
1.6. Thomas, I'll make you 1.7. You don't think that's funny, do you? What do you say, Thomas? 1.6 is the bid.
500 more.
500 more. 1,600,000 and 1.6, 500. 1600, 500 is the bid.
Okay, number 1, we're out. Thank you very much.
Thank you, William. He's out. He's out. And I'm going to tell you something, even though you're not going to believe me. About half an hour ago, in my head, I said to myself, whoever goes to 1,601,000 was going to own this house. But the good news is, Thomas, is you've saved $500. At $1,600,000 and $500. Ladies and gentlemen, let's be clear. This is the longest auction I've done at 1 hour and 2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. We're at $1,600,000 and $500. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter, can I get you to unmute? I want to make sure there's no one else that we've missed. Am I right to go, Peter?
Good to go.
Okay, so get ready, everyone. I'm going to call it 3 times. And then when it hits my hand, we're going to give a big round of applause to our winning bidder once, twice, third and final call. All done. All silent. Sold. Big round of applause. Well done, Thomas.
Congratulations, Thomas.
Everyone's been a great sport. Susan, outstanding work. Peter, good marketing to get the crowd here. Now, Peter, you're going to speak to Thomas on the phone. You're going to work out the paperwork. Then we're going to speak to you about getting the vendor's contract executed. I want to thank you so much. This property was sold to you by Mint in Belfield. Have a great afternoon. Signing off.